Hello YouTube and welcome to my very first Pokemon video. It's actually my very first YouTube video, but I'm excited all the same. Pokemon has always been one of my favorite games ever since I was a kid. In fact, back in school, I was one of the popular kids because I was the only one who knew how to catch Lugia and Ho-Oh in Pokemon Gold and Silver. The good old days. And with all the Pokemon challenges going on YouTube, I decided to take on my very first challenge. Can you defeat Pokemon Crystal using only a Smeargle? Smeargle is my favorite Pokemon. Now, that's a sentence no one has ever said. Smeargle's stats aren't anything to be proud of at all. Aside from his speed, he's plain garbage, but what's really interesting is his moveset. Smeargle only learns the move Sketch. What Sketch does, it allows you to learn the last move your opponent just used. Simple enough, but I just want to clarify, if Smeargle goes first, it learns the last move the opponent used the turn before. One more thing, the moves learned with Sketch remain with you for the rest of the game, so once you learn a move, it replaces Sketch forever. Now, to quickly go over the rules of the challenge. Number 1, only use Smeargle. I can have HM slaves, but I can't use them in battle. 2, items are not allowed, but held items are fine. I feel like held items can help with some strategies, so they make the challenge more fun. Final rule, no cheats or glitches. One more thing before we start, I hate Gengar. Now, that's not part of the rules, but it's something I wanted to get off my chest. With that out of the way, we start on our journey. As always, we start a new game, where we are greeted by Professor Oak. He apologizes for keeping us waiting and asks for our name. As any normal gamer with lack of creativity, I named my character Look Eye, because it makes funny sentences during the game. After we're greeted by Mom, we leave the house, never returning again, and head off to Professor Elm's lab. I go ahead and choose Smeargle. And... do you? Really? Anyways, we nickname our Smeargle and head off to Professor Pokemon. On my way, I tried sketching any attacking move, but Bob Ross was faster than all encountered Pokemon, so it kept on failing, and since the move only has 1 PP, I ended up fainting them with struggle. While we're at Professor Pokemon, Professor Oak gives us the Pokédex, and we get a free heal. As I'm heading back, Professor Elm calls and tells us that someone stole a Pokemon from the lab. Dude, I'm 10. Call 911 or something. On my way back, I go on to take my first real battle, hoping I can sketch the move Scratch from my opponent. Unfortunately, I used my berry earlier, struggling my way through a Pidgey, so I had no chance of winning this battle. With half my money gone, a whopping 0% win rate, my self-esteem is high, and I'm ready to continue on my journey. I go back to Professor Elm, and things get serious when a police officer asks for the thief's name. So I take things as seriously as any 10 years old would, and looked her straight in the eyes, told her, "Ma'am, he's a scrub." Apparently she believed me and went on her way, so I didn't stop her. Before I leave, I take my 5 Pokeballs and then continue to the next section. There are few trainers along the way, and I was hoping I can find a Pokemon that outspeeds my level 5 Smeargle, but I couldn't find any, so I catch myself a Bellsprout to teach it Flash later on, and I head to Violet City. I had 2 options, either head to the Sprout Tower or straight to the gym. The highest Pokemon I can encounter in Sprout Tower is level 6 Rattata, so I doubt it will outspeed me. Plus, if I can learn Peck from the gym, it will help me with the second gym leader Bugsy and the Sprout Tower, so I decided to try the gym first. I fight the level 9 Spearow, which easily outspeeds me, and we learn the move Peck. Of course, as a level 5 Smeargle, I ended up losing the battle, but I learned the move, so I'll take it. Since my new flying move is super effective against almost all Sprout Tower Pokemon, I decided to level up there first. This can also get me to level 11, where Smeargle learns Sketch again, and we get to learn a second move. Things are looking good. At level 11, Bob learns Sketch again, and this time it will be a lot easier to sketch any move I want since the enemy Pokemon doesn't have to go first. I thought about learning a rock move, but this early in the game, I doubt I'll find a Pokemon with a good one. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. A rock move would have made Falkner's gym a lot easier. I go on to fight Falkner, and Bob Ross sketches Tackle from the Pidgey, and I lose my first attempt. But now that I have Tackle, I thought I might have a better chance the second time, since now I don't have to waste 2 turns learning a move. So I battle Falkner again and easily take him out, with 9 HP left. With that, Bob and I receive our first gym badge and we're ready to move on to the second gym. As soon as we go out, Professor Elm calls, once again, and tells us to meet his assistant. His assistant tells us that the egg needs to remain active in order to hatch, which is important for the discovery, and they're relying on me for the job. I throw the egg in the PC and heal afterwards, heading towards Route 32. I battle all the trainers there for the experience, making sure I heal on the way and take the old rod since I will use it to catch a surfing Pokemon later on. In Union Cave, I faced my first Onix, and it was not fun. I deal no damage to the thing. It kept attacking me with Bind and Tackle, which only deals 3 damage, so after my slowest death ever, I finally faint. On my second attempt, I had an intricate strategy ready for the Onix. As the alpha male that I am, I simply run away and avoid the whole battle. The other trainers were a lot easier and will make it to Azalea Town. I speak to old Kurt and then help him defeat Team Rocket, and by that I mean I do the battling, he just watches. Anyways, that is done, I heal and head to the gym. By this point, I'm level 19 and with Pig, the battles are really easy. I reached Bugsy at level 20 and even though I died on my first attempt, I was able to defeat her on my second try. Since I'm now level 22, Bob learns Sketch again, and with the upcoming rival battle, I had a few options in mind. But in the end, I decided to learn Hypnosis just for Whitney's milk tank, and because it might come in handy in future battles. The only problem is that I had to wait for Ghastly to miss his Hypnosis in order for me to sketch it. Fortunately, I was able to sketch it in my first attempt, after Ghastly fails his Hypnosis 3 turns in a row, making me question my decision on learning the move, but I'm not complaining. The rest of the battle goes well for me. I got lucky and I was able to set Crocodile to sleep. Otherwise, I don't think I would have won this battle. After that I heal, and I take Bellsprout from the PC, hoping it can learn Cut, and it does. I didn't look it up online, so I was proud of that one, and I will take any boost of confidence I can get. On my way out of Elix Forest, I decided to take the TM Headbutt for absolutely no reason, and I also battled this guy. He annoys me. Just like that, I was on my way to Goldenrod City. Third badge, here I come. I was able to defeat the gym trainers easily, but then I remembered that Whitney's Miltank knows Milk Drink, a move that recovers 50% of users' maximum HP, and I wanted to learn that. So I decided to defeat all the other trainers in Goldenrod before battling Whitney, in order to reach level 31 and learn Sketch again. I also remembered to take the Spearow that I'm supposed to deliver to a random guy. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that, lady. After reaching level 31, I head back to Whitney. She starts out with Clefairy, and I hope Metronome's RNG doesn't wreck me, and she gets a cross drop. Thankfully, it didn't do that much damage, especially with our level difference. After defeating Clefairy, it was the infamous Miltank's turn. I had to force Miltank to use Milk Drink before I defeat her, so I decide to use Hypnosis before she gets rolling on me, and hopefully she uses Milk Drink when she wakes up. I miss my first Hypnosis but get her on the second try. I lower her all the way with Tackle, and then spam Hypnosis to make sure I don't kill it. And it worked. Of course I just realized I gave her a chance to heal, but I'll worry about that later. First thing I do, I heal using my new learned move, and things are looking better. I set Miltank to sleep again, and finally take her out. Good job, Bobby. With that, we receive our third badge. After Whitney's little tantrum. And now, we're on our way to the fourth gym. Fun fact, did you know that Milk Drink can be used to heal other Pokemon by taking some of the user's health? I didn't know that before. Moving on, we meet Belle at the Pokemon Center. I smashed A so I didn't read a single word, and then I healed. I figured that I wanted to learn a move from Morty, so I decided to change my routing a little bit. This will buy me time to learn Sketch again, plus it will make fighting Morty a lot easier. So I take out the Kimono Girls first, and receive the HM Surf. After that, the rival battle. He leads off with a hunter, and I go with the only move that can deal damage to it, Pick. It used Curse and Spite, but I was able to take it out. Next comes his Magnemite. I don't have a strong move against Magnemite, and with Curse, I realized I won't be able to make it. I tried getting it to sleep, but that didn't help much. I mean, I know my attacks don't do damage, but this is just sad. I try again, and this time I had to make sure Hunter doesn't use Curse. So I started off by using Hypnosis to get it to sleep. I would automatically reset if I didn't get first try, since Hunter will almost always go for Curse. I take the Magnemite the exact same way. I get it to sleep, and hit it with Tackles. It did wake up and confuse me, but Ball was able to defeat it. Next was the Zubat. Again, it confuses me, and eventually I take it out. I take down his Crocodile using the same strategy, Hypnosis and a few Tackles, and the battle is over. We fell through a hole right after, but we managed to keep our cool, as we ran out of the place. Since I'm still only level 34 and nowhere near learning Sketch, I hit to Route 38 and battle all the trainers I can find. I come across a few cows on my way. Hey buddy, got milk? 'Cause I do. Next, I decided to take the lighthouse, especially that I can't use Surf out of battle yet without Morty's badge. After defeating all the trainers, I talk to Jasmine, and then comes my favorite part. Whee! I finished the lighthouse at level 39, so I decided to go back and fight Morty's gym, hoping by the time I finish the trainers I will be level 41. I did pick up a rare candy from the lighthouse, but I didn't want to use it except later on in the game, since it will be more efficient. Morty's gym is the Ghost type gym, and since Tackle doesn't hit Ghost Pokemon, I was left with Pick. Taking a Ghost Pokemon with just Pick is as fun as playing multiplayer with your little brother because your parents said so. But thanks to Milk Drink and our level advantage, it wasn't that bad. Now, if you thought having a level 41 Pokemon that still depends on Tackle and Pick embarrassing, wait till you see me replace it with Curse. That's right. Curse is a move that behaves differently when used by non-Ghost type Pokemon. It raises attack and defense, but lowers speed. And since Tackle will be useless with the upcoming 2 gyms, I decided to replace it with Curse, and hopefully with my boosted attack, I can get the job done with Pick, until I learn a stronger move. Does this plan sound stupid? Absolutely. Will I go with it? You bet I am. We go back to heal and return to the gym. The first thing I do is take a misstep. Twice. Never mind that. I talk to Morty and get the battle started. Have you seen an angry monkey with a painting brush before? Well, wait till you see he can use it. Just kidding, it's only his tail. I have to keep in mind that I need to steal Curse first, which shouldn't be a problem since he loves to use the stupid move over and over. Get your brush ready, Bobby. We're about to draw ourselves a curse. I start with Milk Drink in case Pick kills the Ghastly, and just as I expected, Ghastly uses Curse first turn. Just like drawing a candy from a baby. I noticed that Curse's type is question marks. Not sure if it has always been like that, or is it a bug because I sketched it? Damn it, Bob, you broke the game. Everything is going as planned so far, but nothing else does. I take out his Hunter, but by the time his Gengar is up, Curse has taken too much of my health, and it's hard to come back even when I put it to sleep. So I try the Gym Leader again. Since Hunter and Gengar both outspeed me, I can't stop Morty from using Curse. So instead, I use Curse myself while battling the Ghastly, and hope that I can one-shot the rest. Hunter goes for Hypnosis and fails, and I one-shot it with Peck. With such bad luck, Morty probably decided to give up on the fight and goes for Mean Look with his last Hunter. Buddy, I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me. And with that, I defeat his last Pokemon. Don't you love it when a stupid plan works? Thanks to sheer hard work and absolute luck, we defeat Morty and get the 4th badge. Now that we can surf out of battle, I go fishing for a surfing Pokemon. After a few fail attempts and a few Magikarps, I get a Poliwag. We put it to sleep, and easily catch it. I head to Signwood City, and on my way, I battle all trainers that I can find in Route 41, since I need to learn as many sketches as possible. I take the secret medicine, and the chuckle so I can teach it strength. Signwood Gym has fighting Pokemon, so Pick would do just fine. The trainers were no real challenge, so I easily reach Chuck. He throws the boulder at the poor statue and asks if I'm scared. Oh no, I'm fine buddy, but you definitely need help. After that awkward exchange, the battle starts. I put his Primeape to sleep, luckily from the first attempt, and then set up for the sweep. It wakes up after the second turn, and hits me with Karate Chop, but thanks to Curse, my defenses are high, so it did little to no damage. I decided to use Curse one more time before the Poliwrath, because I didn't want to deal with Dynamic Punch. Poliwrath used Hypnosis and thankfully it missed, so I hit Peck expecting it to take most of its health down, maybe even one-shot it, and it's only half health. Poliwrath wastes his second turn by using Mind Reader, so I take it out. Didn't need to be a Mind Reader to see this one coming. This battle made me think of an idea. I should give Quick Claw to Bob, which is a held item that occasionally allows you to attack first, since it can come in handy after the speed reduction from Curse. I do just that, and as I exit the gym, I go to Chuck's wife to get the itch and fly. Ma'am, I just kicked your husband's behind. Can you give me the itch and fly? Thank you, what a nice lady. I teach Fly to Spearow and go back to Olivine City to give Jasmine the medicine. Here you go. Now if you can go back to the gym, I'm pretty sure there's a whole line of trainers waiting to battle you. Whee! We talk to Jasmine. I'm expecting this to be one of the worst battles ever. Well, let's find out. Do you know about the Steel type? No, but I'm about to. I start with Hypnosis. Again with Bobby's luck, I get it first turn. But I didn't mind her Thunder Wave, since I will be slower than her Pokemon anyways. I wasn't even going to attempt the battle without 6 curse setups, so that's what I do. Magnemite wakes up at the 4th turn and confuses me. I hit myself with Confusion, but I only do 15 damage. I honestly thought it will hit way more. I use Hypnosis again and set up for 2 more turns. Since Milk Drink works on my maximum HP, its healing is getting higher and higher. Finally, after raising my attack to maximum, I'm ready to sweep. And I still deal no damage. After losing the fight, I chose to come back later. Traumatized from the last fight, I decided to work on my terrible moveset. Luckily, we're coming up on a shiny Gyarados that knows the move Thrash, so I decided to teach it to Bob. Thrash is a physical normal attack, so it benefits from Curse, and it's a stab. The only down point is that it confuses the user after 2 or 3 turns. Since I'm level 46, I battle all trainers on my way to Lake of Rage, hoping that with my 2 rare candies, it will be enough for me to reach level 51 without having to grind on wild encounters. I only get to level 48, so I had to grind for 1 more level. Not the worst thing. After reaching level 51, I learned Sketch again, and I didn't want to replace Pick, otherwise I would be Ghostwalled, so I decided to replace Hypnosis instead. I learned Thrash from Gyarados, and then Catch It, since it can learn the HM Whirlpool and Waterfall. Turns out Poliwag in my party can already learn both HMs, but in case you haven't learned that from the video yet, I suck at this game. After getting out of the lake, I speak to Lance. What is wrong with you people? I'm 10 years old. Sure, I'll help. What do I know? We walk in on Lance bullying a guy with his dragon, and follow him down the stairs. Nothing exciting happens as I take out Team Rocket. Honorable mention to this Geodude, who was so very slowly dying to Bobby's pick that it decided to self-destruct. I go back and heal after finishing the first part, just to find out that Lance heals you anyways. God damn it. Taking the rest of Team Rocket was a piece of cake, and we can finally take on Pryce, who's supposed to be the 7th badge, but reasons. Now that Bob knows Thrash, I can easily take out gym leaders. That and the fact that somehow in this game, they managed to give gym leaders worse moves than the ones I taught my Smeargle, but I'm not complaining. After taking out his last Pokemon, we get the 6th badge. Next, I got some beef with Jasmine that I need to sell. I challenge her again, and as before, I don't mind if she uses Thunder Wave, but since I don't have Hypnosis anymore, I decided to give Bob a Better Berry in case Magnemite uses Supersonic while I'm setting up the first U-turns. After increasing my stats to full, while making sure I heal in between using Milk Drink, I started one-shotting her Pokemon like a level 55 Pokemon should. Even her Steelix. I gotta say, I didn't expect this one. Sorry I doubted you, Bobby. After we defeat Jasmine, Professor Elm calls us and tells us about Team Rocket's return, yet another normal thing to tell a 10 years old. So I fly back to Goldenrod and take care of them first in order to continue with our challenge. Skipping forward to the rival battle, he starts with a Golbat and we easily take it out with Thrash, then he brings out Magnemite, so I decided to set up with Curse. After hitting myself a few times in confusion and healing with Milk Drink, Bobby's ready to one-shot some Pokemon. I get fully paralyzed twice before I can finally get a chance to hit again. The final obstacle is his Hunter. Since I'm now confused and paralyzed, I can definitely see Hunter using Curse, so I heal myself a few times using Milk Drink until I snap out of confusion. Things get a little risky, but Bobby pulls through and we take down his Hunter. The rest of the battle was easy. I one-shot his Sneasel and Feraligatr with Thrash, and once again, we defeat a Scrub. After saving the day, the director thanks us, gives us the clear bill, and tells us going back to the office after being kidnapped? Now that's dedication. I call in sick if I sneeze twice. Anyways, we'll continue on our journey, and after defeating the first trainer that happens to make eye contact with us, Bob Ross hits level 61. And sketch time. I replaced Peck since it's the weakest move, and even though that makes me vulnerable to ghost Pokemon, since I can't attack them, I decided to keep Sketch for the Elite Four. We move on to the Ice Bath, making sure we pick up Waterfall on our way, and just like that, I'm ready to take on Claire. She starts off with her level 37 Dragonair. I set up with Curse for a few turns, and in the process, she paralyzes me with Thunder Wave and hits me with a few serves, but Bob takes them like a champ. I then use Thrash to take out her first Dragonair, and I get fully paralyzed on the second one, which actually stops Thrash from confusing me. Another fun fact, I guess, for people like myself who didn't know that little interaction. I heal with Milk Drink and go for Thrash again, but I get fully paralyzed 3 times in a row. So I end up healing again and praying that Dragonair doesn't get a freeze with his Blizzard. I finally get to use Thrash and take out her last Dragonair. She brings out her last Pokemon, Kingdra. I'm locked on Thrash, and due to my lowered speed, Kindra's a lot faster than me, so I have to take a Stab Surf with only 65 HP. And Bobby barely survives on 11 HP as I one-shot her Kingdra. That makes Claire so salty that she refuses to give us the badge unless we take some test. Lady, you're being unreasonable. So I enter a creepy dark house with 3 old dudes just waiting, but after asking us a few questions, we get the 8th badge. Professor Elm calls us to tell us about the Master Ball, but since Bob Ross is all we need, we have no use for it, so ignore him. Hey, were you eavesdropping? Bob Ross is disappointed at you, sir. Anyways, we head our way towards Victory Road to take on the Elite Four. We are greeted by a random stranger as soon as we take our first step in Kanto. I make sure I pick up the rare candy before I continue, while battling all trainers that I can find. We'll probably need every level before the Elite Four. And the last obstacle before the Elite Four is the Scrub himself. Now, since I replaced Speck with Sketch, and our rival has a Hunter, I had to make sure I ran out of PP before I battle him, since I'll have to take out his Hunter with a struggle. Sketch has only 1 PP, and if you use it first turn, it fails, so that was easy. And my other moves are 10 or 20 power points each, so not the worst. I started the battle with the following: 1 Thrash, 4 Curse, and 3 Milk Drink. He starts off with a Sneasel, so I use my 4 Curses, since he barely damages me, and I use all my Milk Drink just to get rid of my PP. Then I take it out with Thrash. He brings out Golbat next, instead of the Hunter, so a free Thrash for me. Bobby and I will take it. Next is his Magneton, which paralyzes me with Thunder Wave, but thankfully Thrash goes for a 3rd turn, taking it out. Then comes his Hunter. I'm confused, paralyzed, and ready to struggle. He uses Curse, so if I attack myself with confusion or get paralyzed, things can get really bad. I got lucky with the Hunter and really lucky with the Kadabra as I snap out of confusion and kill them each in one hit. Only the starter remaining, struggle hits, and I was surprised that it only took the Feraligatr to half health. One more struggle and I barely survive on 13 HP. That struggle strategy was really risky, but hey, it worked. Plus, with the Elite Four ahead, we're about to get our 4th move really soon. We wave goodbye to the scrub and head on to the Elite Four. Alright guys, you know what time it is? Questioning life decision time. Just kidding, it's too late for that. Now it's time for the first battle of the Elite Four. Well. Sorry, that was terrible. Will starts with his level 40 Zato. Do I outlevel him? Definitely. Am I confident? Not so much. I know his Zato has Confuse Ray and a special stab move Psychic, so it isn't the best Pokemon to set up on. I use Thrash hoping that I can one-shot it, but it barely lives and goes out on the second one. Next is his Jinx. I know Jinx doesn't have great physical defense, but if I don't hit a 3rd Thrash, I might be in trouble. Luckily, I get a 3rd Thrash, and it kills in one hit. Way to go, Bob. Now, I know I'm confused, and the opponent brings out Executor, so I decided this will be the best time to set up Curse on. I go for Curse while the opponent goes for Reflect. Bob snaps out of confusion on the second turn, and that makes things a lot easier. I go for Curse again, but this time Executor goes for Psychic, and seeing the amount of damage it did, I decided to heal. I switch between Curse and Milk Drink, while Executor goes for Psychic, and then I use Thrash, and thanks to a lucky crit, it goes down in one hit. Next is his Slowbro. Bob is locked on Thrash, so it attacks right away, and actually kills the Slowbro in one hit. And once again, Bob goes for a 3rd Thrash, taking out the final Zato. And we take out the first member of the Elite Four. Next is Koga, and he's the one I wanted to learn my final move from, which is Toxic. Since Koga starts with Ariados, I can safely set up with Bob and sweep the rest of his team. So I hope defeating him won't be an issue, but what I'm focusing on right now is catching Toxic from his Crobat or Venema. Since I have to wait for his Pokemon to use Toxic, and there's a good chance of poisoning me, I decided to make Bob hold a Poison Cure Berry. When the fight starts, I set up using Curse, and heal in between, while its Ariados tickles me with Giga Drain and some other useless moves. Once I'm done, I kill it with Thrash. Next comes his Venomoth, and since I'm locked on Thrash, I kill it, but not before it uses Toxic and poisons me. That was a waste of berry. He sends out Fortress next, which almost dies from Thrash, but then explodes. And thanks to my high defenses, it doesn't do too much damage. Next, his Mach goes for Minimize and Sludge Bombs while I try and heal with Milk Drink until I snap out of confusion. Then I take it out with Thrash, even though I know it will take out the Crobat next turn, but since it's my only attacking move, I go with it anyways. Luckily, the Crobat goes for Double Team and I miss my Thrash, so I use that opportunity to spam Milk Drink until it goes for Toxic, and then I sketch it. I'm poisoned, but that doesn't matter since Crobat dies in one turn, and with that, I defeat Koga and get my last move, Toxic. Now, some of you might already see the problem coming ahead, but unfortunately I didn't. Next of the Elite Four is Bruno. Fighting moves in the Gen are physical, so even though they are super effective against me, with Curse, I should be able to tank most of the damage on Bruno's team. He starts off with Hitmontop. By now you know the drill. I start with several curses and wipe out the team and hopefully heal if anything goes wrong. I do just that. Hitmontop uses Dig a few times, dealing less and less damage every time, then I take him out with one Thrash. Next is Hitmonlee. It goes for Double Kick, which deals little damage, then it goes down in one hit. A 3rd Thrash takes out the 3rd Pokemon, Hitmonchan. Although I would have preferred if I got confused on this turn, since Mach Punch is really weak and I would rather be confused against Hitmonchan than say his Machamp. And you guessed it, he brings out Machamp next. I don't know if Crush Drop will kill me or not, but I'm definitely going for Milk Drink until I snap out of confusion. It actually didn't deal that much damage, to the point that I hit myself with confusion and Bob was able to take yet another crush shot, barely living on 16 HP. And luckily, I don't get hit in confusion and heal myself this time. With 188 max HP, Milk Drink heals for 94, which keeps me safe for a few turns. Machamp misses his third crush shot, and I snap out of confusion. It was really close for a while, but now I can use Thrash to take out the rest of his team. Now for the last member of the Elite Four, Karen. Karen's first Pokemon is Umbreon, and aside from his annoying Confuse Ray, I can easily set up with Curse, so I think I have a chance. Everything goes as planned until I completely forget that she has a Gengar. I always remembered Karen as the Dark-type monster. Why would she have a Gengar on her team? I'm totally blaming Game Freak instead of my movesets and decisions, since that's what winners do. Of course, it goes without saying that I lost this one, since I can't attack or poison the Gengar. I can go for the struggle strategy, as I did with my rival, but I noticed that I'm less than a level and a half from level 71, where Bob learns Sketch again. So I decided to defeat the Elite Four again, and by the time I reach Karen, I can learn a new move. I do just that, and I decided to learn Feint Attack from Umbreon. It's a physical move, so it gets stronger with Curse, and to be honest, I just wanted to go with the safest option, since her other Pokemon can kill me if I'm not careful. I set up a few curses while waiting for Umbreon to use Feint Attack, and then I use Sketch. After taking it out, Karen goes for Vileplume, and I decided to kill it using Feint Attack, since I didn't want to be locked on Thrash when she brings out her Gengar. I am so gonna enjoy killing that thing. Feint Attack takes it almost to half health, but since it uses Curse, it barely lives, and I take it on the next turn. Thankfully, in Generation 2, you don't take Curse damage if you kill the opponent, so as long as I one-shot the rest of the battle, I should be fine. But just to be safe, I went for Milk Drink before trying to sweep with Thrash, since I'm worried about her Houndoom. Murkrow goes down, and I only have 88 HP left. Houndoom goes for Flamethrower, and once again, Bob barely survives on 22 HP. I take it out with one Thrash, and finally Karen is down. Excited with my achievements so far, I head on to face the champion. He starts off with Gyarados, and if I recall correctly, he usually starts with Rain Dance, so I take advantage and use Curse. I go for Curse the next turn, and after seeing how much damage Surf did, I decided to set up all the remaining Curse moves, again while healing with Milk Drink to make sure I don't die. Then I go for Thrash, and I get lucky with Quick Claw, allowing me to attack first, which saves me some Surf damage. Next is one of his Dragonites, and it uses Thunder, which has 100% accuracy thanks to Rain Dance. However, Bob takes it surprisingly well and takes down the Dragonite. Then he brings his second Dragonite, it goes for Blizzard, and luckily misses, while Bob finishes it with a third Thrash. Lance brings out Aerodactyl, and I think his attacks are mostly physical, so I didn't mind being confused on this turn. I believe it would have been worse on Charizard or his level 50 Dragonite. I try to heal with Milk Drink, and thanks to Quick Claw, I go first yet again, but after seeing how little damage Rock Slide did, I wasn't really worried. I finished off with Thrash, and I hope I snap out of confusion by the time his next Pokemon is out. And I do, as I hit Charizard with my second attack. One more to go, and this time Thrash only goes twice, so I'm confused again. Dragonite goes for Outrage, and I think I can take a second one, but I didn't need to find out since Bob takes it out with Thrash. I don't think I was hit with confusion a single time this battle, which was really lucky, I have to admit. And with that, we are renowned as the champions. After disappointing Professor Oak with my catch rate and making him realize the Pokédex was a waste, we take the SS ticket from Professor Elm and head off to Kanto. The Kanto region is a pushover, so I'll skip that part. I did, however, relearn Toxic from Janine after I hit level 81, so my final moveset includes Thrash, Toxic, Curse, and Milk Drink. I'm now ready to take on the toughest two opponents in the game, Blue and Red. Blue always starts with Pidgeot, not the best Pokemon to set up on, so I take it out as fast as I can. I go for Thrash, and it uses Mirror Move. After a second hit, it goes down. Next, his Alakazam, and I was praying for a third Thrash. In fact, I think I would reset if I didn't get it, But Bob goes for a third thrash, and thankfully it takes it out in one hit. I didn't even need to use Curse so far. Now his Rhydon, which is a physical attacker, so I decided I will take the opportunity and set up my curses. I hit myself in Confusion in the first attempt, but it goes for Sandstorm. I tried to go for Toxic to take it down while I'm raising my stats. I snap out of Confusion, but unfortunately Toxic misses. However, Rhydon goes for a Fury attack and does very little damage. But with Sandstorm, the damage is piling up and I needed to heal. He attacks with Earthquake, and next I try to go for Toxic again, getting the poison this time. Now all I need to do is set up as I normally do, while Rhydon slowly dies to the stacking poison. I take him out with half HP, which is less than I would have preferred, and Blue still has 3 Pokemon left. I don't know if I'll be able to make it since they all outspeed me, so I decided that I will heal on the next Pokemon. He goes for Gyarados, and I survive Sandstorm and Hydro Pump damage with 37 HP, just enough to heal. I heal again as it goes for Rain Dance, and now I'm full health and the Sandstorm has ended. Things are looking better. Hydro Pump takes me almost to half health, thanks to the boost from Rain Dance, but I take him out with 1 Thrash. His Exeggutor is next, and Quick Claw kicks in, so I go first and I take it out with 1 hit. I was hoping I'd get a 3rd Thrash for his Arcanine, but unfortunately I didn't. Arcanine hits with Flamethrower, but luckily it's still raining, so it doesn't do that much damage. I go for Thrash, and will I get it? It goes through Confusion, and with that I take his last Pokemon out. Next is the battle we have all been waiting for. Will I be able to take on Red with a level 86 Smeargle? As I do before every battle, I decide whether or not I will set up on the first Pokemon. His Pikachu knows Charm, which lowers the attack, and it hits like a truck. So I decided I'll try to kill it as soon as I can. I go for Thrash, and it barely takes him out as he goes for Charm and fails. Red uses Full Restore, and since second Thrash won't kill him either, I realized that he will waste both of his Full Restores on Pikachu, which is good news for me. I would rather get it out of the way now. Second Thrash hits, and this time it's a lot closer to killing him, so I believe it's in range to maybe one-shot him if we get lucky. I expected I'll be confused, however, Bob goes for a 3rd Thrash, and this time it actually takes him out in 1 hit. Things are going very well so far. Not only did I defeat his Pikachu, I got rid of both his Full Restores. Next is his Espeon. A strong special attacker, so I want to take him down as fast as I can. The only problem is, I'm confused. I go for Thrash, and it takes him to half health as he goes for Reflect. On my second Thrash, Bob snaps out of Confusion, but I deal less damage now due to his Reflect. His Psychic hits hard, taking me below half health. I get a 3rd Thrash and take him out. Now I'm confused once again and below half health, but thankfully here brings out Snorlax. Snorlax is annoying to deal with, but I believe I can survive his damage until I snap out of Confusion. I recover with Milk Drink as he goes for Body Slam. This is my perfect chance to set up as Snorlax goes for Body Slam and Amnesia. 6 curses and 5 milk drinks later, I'm ready to take it down. Notice it paralyzed me in the process, but it isn't the worst thing since I'm already slow, and getting paralyzed sometimes works in my advantage. I go for Thrash as it goes for Body Slam, and I watch as I see the slowest health drop in history. Waiting for that last tick is always exciting. 3 down, 3 more to go. Next is his Venusaur. It goes for Sunny Day, but my second attack takes it down in 1 hit. Now his Charizard, and not only do I get a 3rd Thrash, but I get to go first thanks to Quick Claw. I don't think I would have been able to survive an attack with Sunny Day up, and his Charizard goes down in 1 hit. His final Pokemon is Blastoise. Bob is confused, but I don't think his Blastoise is a threat with Sunny Day up. I go for one last Thrash, and it takes it out. I also go first this turn. Man, Bob is a beast. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Red is down with only a level 86 Smeargle. Even Red is speechless. Bob Ross, how did I ever doubt you? Overall, it was a really fun challenge. I like how you strategize as you go and get stronger by facing tougher opponents, since they usually have better moves that you can learn. What did you guys think? I'm sure there are many options that you can go with, so tell me what would you do differently. Better yet, take that challenge yourself and share your experience. If you guys like this, please feel free to like and subscribe. I would also like to hear your feedback in the comments. And till next time.